If you could go back in time, what is the one thing you would tell yourself? And an interesting video took place again this week with Ellen Page. And let's begin with that. It was really interesting. Watch this. Excellent advice. And we're showing you a slide here that appeared in boards about celebrities interacting with themselves. And what would happen if the celebrity today was able to meet the celebrity of them from an earlier time period? What would they tell them? And it got us thinking. So you see that slide of what celebrities would look like interacting with each other. The production team put together a slide on me, by the way. And you can see a slide here of me and former self.
Oh, wow.
And what I would go back and tell myself from an earlier time. And let's begin, because I want to ask the host this question. What if you had the ability to go back and meet a former incarnation of you? What would you tell? And I'll start with me. As you see this slide in front of you, clearly I weighed 500 pounds. And for a very lion's share of my life. And so what I would go back and tell myself is I would give myself permission. Myself today would go back to that person of previous incarnation and give myself permission that it would be okay to be healthy. I realized that my commitment in terms of food and exercise was because I did not want to, because I wanted to play a specific role. I thought that that was the right thing, and I never let go of it. And it took me a long time to realize that was the wrong choice. And I would like the hug observation that Paige makes. I would like to go back and tell that guy, it's okay. And that's what I would tell myself. And that's what that slide reflects. What would you tell yourself going back?
I'm going to follow you because it's kind of a little bit the opposite way. This is kind of a raw moment. And of course, you give us shots, and now we have to come and say these things. But, the whole posting pictures when you were younger on Facebook, I was looking in the old days, I posted a picture, and I was looking cute. I was like all six-packy and and I was so insecure and sad, and I was always comparing myself to other people. And now, instead of hugging myself, I kind of want to do like a share, snap out of it, and say, wow, you're great. Just enjoy what your life is. And what that made me think, and this just happened like 2 weeks ago, it's like now I'm 52 years old, I've gained a few pounds, and now I look back and I just want to say to this person, don't complain, because when you get to 72, when you look back at this person, you're going to be like, shit, you were cute.
Yeah, oh my God, you're 72 now? No. Because you look great for 72.
Why do we do that to ourselves? We fundamentally know it's not the right thing to do. You just said it, but we accept it so readily. Why do we do that?
But that's why we have to be aware and catch ourselves.
I agree with you, but that's not my question. My question is, what is it about us that makes us think that way? Because it ultimately harms us.
Well, I hate to be... But it's the media and the gay culture, and in those days I was partying in the circuit party in the 90s and the early 2000s, so it was all about the body and the face.
And while that's important, I think what we learn as we get older, that's not the only and most important thing. I mean, right. It just surprises me. It hurts, my heart goes out to you in your observation, because you're a very attractive man.
Thank you.
And you've always been a very attractive man, and there's no reason that you should have ever felt that way. It just makes me sad that we spend so much of our time feeling that way, and we should not.
And not just that, but you shouldn't feel that way now either.
Yeah,
you're just you are just as gorgeous now as you were then,
yes,
even if it's differently. That's not me trying to feed your ego, but truly, don't compare yourself to your past self any more than you compare yourself to other people.
Yeah. But I'm going to challenge you on something. Don't you think that we catch ourselves? There are moments where it just creeps in.
Trust me.
That's when we just have to be like, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Back
Trust
to the.
Me. I know what I mean. I know a little bit about that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we also. I'm sure you do. Especially we have. if we're on this table, we have egos. Newsflash. So
I don't know what you're
sometimes
talking about.
That's good. That's good. I want to share a story interesting that happened. We came to the studio tonight here at the Grand Hotel, and Carlos was in a separate room, and he was working, and he came up, and we talked about, I complimented his clothes, he complimented my clothes.
God.
And then I said, gosh, Carlos, you have an amazing chest. And I said, his chest and shoulders, I'm very jealous of. It's like, wow, you do such a great job.
he's really going there.
And he talked about why it was a problem for him. As opposed to just taking the compliment and going, thank you very much, it became a negative. And I thought, wow, I'm telling you how interesting and how great you look. And it just, I only tell that story, and please forgive me for outing that story in the conversation. We do this frequently. We've got to find ways to stop doing it to ourselves because it's not constructive. It is
You know,
not
before
positive.
I say what I would say to my former self, I want to build on that. That was a life-changing lesson for me, to learn how to take a compliment and just say thank you. And not turn it into, oh no, it's not that, and deflect it, because nothing is gained for you or the other person by deflecting a compliment.
that's a great
Even if you
observation.
disagree, you can disagree, you can feel however you feel, but just take the compliment. It will start to absorb, and you will start to change your.
That's a great observation. Let it in.
Let it in.
But
Other
wait, she
things-
hasn't said what she.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm broadly saying at the table. What would you tell?
Don't worry, I got you. Okay.
Appreciate you. Well, I've had many incantations of myself. And as for my child self, my very former self, I would say, first off, you're not a lesbian. Stop telling your boyfriends that you are. That would be the first part. You're trans, and that's okay. You're lovable. And you're not lovable despite who you are. You're lovable because of who you are. Don't apologize for yourself. Celebrate yourself. It was a big thing for me. That and those symptoms that you can't figure out are PTSD. It's going to be extremely, extremely difficult, but it's going to be okay, and you are okay as who you are.
Other things. What would you tell yourself?
I would say you are not who they say you are. You are loved. You are kind. You are fabulous. Just be yourself. I love you, man.
And that's what you would tell yourself.
Hell yeah.
I'm curious if and you're pretty fabulous. I today when we had our host meeting, we stayed around and we had a very frank conversation. I made a lot of observations about Josie of what I'm learning. I'm very grateful to have this kind of powerful lesbian in my life now. How old are you?
44.
44. 44 is a great age, 44. How old would you be to tell that Josie that message? How old, what age would you want it to be?
Man, I would want to tell her that when she was like 14.
Really, the formation of
Yeah.
who you were.
I want her to know that she is amazing, that she is beautiful, that she is powerful, that she can have anything that she wants, that there are no limitations to what is possible in her life. Like, that little girl needed to hear that, needed to know she was loved, needed to know that she was awesome.
And you are. The amazing thing is, you are. You are.
Rock
Power,
on,
what would you
guys.
tell yourself?
Well, child, I wouldn't tell myself shit and then ruin the surprise.
Yes, girl.
That was
No,
good. That was
I'm
good.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I would spill the tea, honey. I would tell myself to enjoy, soak in, appreciate all the good times and the friends that I have that are still alive back then that I would know now would be lost. All those times on the dance floor,
Yes.
that we were partying and we were dancing and we were celebrating life together, we didn't know that it would end. And we didn't know how times would change. And I didn't know that those people would not be around now. So I would take the time to really soak it in and enjoy it and really, really appreciate it. That's the first thing I would tell myself. then the second thing I would tell 90s Dale is to stay away from the friends that turned out to be Trump supporters.
Oh my God.
You're
yes.
very committed.
Thank you
You
for
had me in tears, and then she comes out with that.
Because unbeknownst to me, girl, some of them was undercover bigots and morons. So stay away from that bitch too, that bitch too, girl. Don't dance with them, fuck them.
No, don't fuck them. I think
Yeah.
it's more the.
Well,
Exactly.
exactly. It was an interesting exercise, and I encourage you to do this with your circle of friends.
Get some Kleenex,
Hello.
please.
Right?
Right.
What set you off?
The admission about PTSD, but also what Josie said, because I feel that. And when you said 14, and I thought of 14-year-old former name who I don't tell anybody what it was. Yeah, same.
Oh, child, my tear ducts just don't work.
Yeah, we know.
Well, we encourage you to
That's the
play
Botox,
this segment at home. Maybe rewatch it, but do it with your friends and put 2 pictures of yourself. It's completely different than your 10-year picture thing that we've seen.
My
all
2
over.
pictures look alike.
Right.
They do though.
You're like, Cher.
I got news for you, girl. But go back and what would you tell yourself?